Well, this week I decided to take the hit for you guys again, and I watched the Yoast SEO update video. There was almost nothing on it. It was a lot of repetition of things we discussed before, and they verbalized that on the video. But there was one thing that jumped out. There is a strategy shift that I see coming for nonfiction authors in regards to your lead magnets. On the Yoast SEO video this month, there was a lot of info. It didn't really impact you. One piece of information that jumped out was how Google's sidebar AI assistant was impacting ad campaigns that would drive traffic to lead magnets. They mentioned that if your business strategy is to give away a PDF or a checklist, a how-to, an instructional document of some kind, AI assistant on Google could actually undercut you by just posting that in the sidebar, so there's now no reason for that individual who clicked on your ad that you are now paying for that click. There's now no reason for them to actually go to your website, sign up for your capture mechanism, whether it's newsletter or whatever it is, in order to get that material because they already got it. So now we're looking at a strategy shift more for nonfiction authors. I don't really know many fiction authors that are going to be impacted by this. But nonfiction authors, you may need to adjust the way that you're handling lead magnets and making sure that Google's AI assistant isn't undercutting your strategy there.
Yeah, this is the Yellow Pages phenomenon. So right before it gets really good right before it stops working altogether. So lead magnets are currently easier to make than ever before. You can upload your book to Gemini and it can generate a checklist for you. And like I've got a bunch of Patreon Toolbox tools that will read the manuscript and generate a glossary, for instance. In fact, I think that we're announcing that later on in this show. Spoiler. We can now make a glossary for your book with literally one click. Paste in your book, click, and it will read your book, find all of the interesting words, and define them the way that you use them in your book. So that sort of thing in nonfiction is really easy to make, these kinds of checklists. But very soon, people aren't going to be going to you for that at all. They'll just go straight to the AI. And they'll ask the AI, create a custom for me checklist for my insert problem here. And the AI will be able to generate for them a custom checklist. So imagine if you're a recipe maker, right? You used to have recipes and post blog posts and sell ads against those recipes. And for a while, the algorithm, the AI, was bringing people to your page, right? The Amazon or the Google search algorithm, AI search bot, was bringing people to your page. But now it just gives them a recipe.
Yeah.
And we did this just this week. My wife was like down to like 5 ingredients and the kids were all making noise and she couldn't even. And so she just put the 5 ingredients into Grok and said, what can I cook with this? And it was really good. Like Grok put together a really good recipe. And it was something different that we hadn't had before. And it's like, that's where things are headed. So it's going to hit nonfiction first, but I do think it will hit fiction eventually. I will say your short story is safe. Because AI is not going to be able to make a short story for your book in a way that's satisfying for a reader. Because even if you used AI to make a short story for your book, the fact that you put your name on it and you looked it over and you gave it your stamp of approval that this is a Jonathan Scherger short story that's canon to your story world.
Hey.
Matters.
Jonathan Scherger is not using AI to write. Let's watch the implications being made here. Hey. But, something interesting was brought up that someone says that their reader magnet is with BookFunnel and it'll be more protected from something like this. You need to look at how this is affecting value of lead magnets, because what's the point of a lead magnet? It's to provide something of value to a potential reader so that they will then convert to a reader later on. And we're just looking at a shifting in value. If Google's AI assistant is going to provide the content of your lead magnet for free just because they searched for it in Google, the value has now shifted way lower. It's like if a robot could just take a handful of dirt and compress it into a diamond, the value of diamonds would plummet because no one would want them anymore unless you have a usage case like diamond-tipped drill bits or something like that. So you were just looking at how value is shifting with the way AI is changing the market. So take a look at your lead magnet. That's all you have to do. Is it still providing the value to the customer? Because, for instance, Thomas has this how to publish your book course, right? Does that have a lot of value if you can just go to Google's AI assistant and type in, hey, how do I publish a book? Well, it'll give you a checklist, but it's not going to have videos. It's not going to have tutorials. It's not going to have hand holding. It's not going to have access to Thomas to reset your password. It's not.
No. No, but this is actually a good metaphor, the whole course, right? Because Gemini can do a lot of those things. It can hold your hand. It can tell you what the next step is. And this is where having a brand is really important, right? So Gemini will tell you the kind of generic way of publishing your book, but it won't tell you the novel marketing way of publishing your book.
Right.
And so is your approach, if you write nonfiction, unique enough to you where it creates separation? Because if you're just giving away generic advice, then people can get that generic advice from the machine. But if your advice has a unique personality to it, if you have a unique credibility, then you're more protected in this new AI world of,
right,
I can get my questions answered very quickly.
Well, I mean, for instance, this show, the author update, you can get AI to spit you out a whole bunch of news items for the week, but you're not going to have.
We
our
do
voices
use
doing
AI
it.
to generate our news items for this very show.
You do. I was in Intel. I don't have to. But the bingo card, for instance, is a lead magnet. It's a way to keep people engaged throughout the show, keep you guys listening in. You all want to be here at the beginning of the show to get your bingo card and get access to it all the time for the whole show. And then you're having fun while you're doing it. And that's the value that's being added to what's essentially just a news show you could be doing for yourself.
Well, and the other thing, so the news stories themselves, you can get a lot of places. What you can't get anywhere else is our personality and our commentary.
Correct.
And so, like, for instance, you'll notice that, I lean to the right politically, and I'm not censoring myself anymore. And I've found that that's actually a huge protection from all of the AIs, all of whom lean to the left. So, like, this is very interesting because the AIs are all left-leaning politically. They're all going to give you a left-leaning analysis of the news, let's say. So if you want a right-leaning analysis of the news, you still have to get it from the humans or from the one right-leaning AI bot, which I will say, I don't know if this is publicly available, but Alexander McCrease, who I've had on the podcast a couple times, has created an AI bot that he trained on the classics of the Western canon. So it read Thomas Aquinas and Aristotle and Socrates and kind of like the classic works, and it converted to Catholicism. So it's just like hardcore Catholic, but it's like very based and very conservative.
Oh, that's going to be scary.
And what's funny is Alexander McCrease is not Catholic. He just presented this bot with like all of the writings of Western civilization.
The Terminator Inquisition is going to suck.
God wills it.
Oh boy. I can't breathe.
The robot wars are going to be far more religious than you might think.
Oh boy.